Welcome back to Jack of All Trades, a guidance channel for young men. Today we're going to talk about trying new things, and this will be a pretty quick video, but basically the message here is, be adventurous, try new things, be open to new things, and that's how you'll learn, you'll discover new things you like, and it'll really open up, I think, your life for you to some new experiences that otherwise you probably wouldn't be open to. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. And what that's saying there is, if you don't try, you never know if you're going to like it. You won't know if you're good at something. You won't know if you enjoy doing something. And so try it. Try new things. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You're not good at something? Okay, there's plenty of people who aren't good at things or aren't good at one thing. But you'll never know if you don't try it. And this goes for everything. This goes with foods and sports and experiences. And if you have the opportunity to try something new, you should really consider it. You should consider trying it. And even if you try something and you don't like it, well then okay, then you learn that you don't like that and you have a new experience. But you may, a lot of the times, I think you'll find if you try these new things, you try this new experience, you try, whatever it is, a new sport, a new food, you'll surprise yourself. You'll find out that you like something. You will enrich your life immeasurably if you approach it with a sense of wonder and discovery and always challenge yourself to try new things. And all these quotes today are pretty similar. It's basically saying, hey, put yourself out there, try new things. And I think what holds most people back is fear of not being good at something, fear of failure, fear of, being made fun of potentially, or fear of going out and trying something and not being good at it. I had a little bit of this, it's kind of a silly example, but I grew up playing sports, and I played football and basketball and soccer, a lot of the traditional sports. And then I got invited to go play ultimate frisbee, and originally I turned it down several times because I was nervous that I would get out there and be terrible. And it was really more, not even so much a fear of failure, but I worked with these people, and I didn't want to necessarily get out there and look like a giant goober. And I'm not good at it. I'm not, but I have fun, and everybody's really nice. And no one's made fun of me for, dropping a frisbee or not being able to throw it exactly where it's supposed to go. And I've discovered that I really enjoy it, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So that's, again, pretty silly example, but it speaks to the point. Life is worthwhile if you try. It doesn't mean you can do everything, but there are a lot of things you can do if you just try. And that's what I said earlier. You're not going to be good at everything. So you should try to encourage this mentality of trying new things. And you are going to try some things and discover, like, I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy it at all. It wasn't fun. It's not my thing. And that's okay. That's fine. There will be things like that. But more often than not, I think you will find things that you enjoy, or things that at least you know how to do now, or you know how something tastes now, or if you don't try this group of foods, you're never going to know if you like it. You may discover you really enjoy it. And even if you only like it a little bit, well, there will be situations probably later in your life where you have the opportunity to eat that food with somebody, and then you know what to order. It really opens up who you are as a person, allows you to broaden your experiences instead of just being this set person in this is your box and this is what you're comfortable with. You need to get out of that. You need to try new things to expand your horizons. The hallmark of successful people is that they are always stretching themselves to learn new things. And I think that is true. For people that are successful, they don't typically stay in their comfort zone. And that's another huge part of this. Is it's not just necessarily broadening your horizons, but if you want to be successful in whatever career you take, most really successful people, they don't just stay in their box. They expand their horizons. They try new things. They try different. And I kind of relate a lot of things back to sports, but if you're a football coach, let's say, and the football team that I like, I'm not going to throw any names out there. They've been pretty successful for the last decade, but they're starting to look a little bit stale. And what I honestly think is I think the coach has gone with the same thing that's worked for him for a decade, but people have caught up to it, and he's not getting outside of his box. He's not trying new things. He's staying within his comfort zone, and people have caught on. So now they know exactly what he's going to do and when. And it's hurting them. And so to continue to be successful, you have to continue to try new things. You have to continue to try to grow as a person and expand your boundaries and expand what you're comfortable with. Do not be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment, and I think that's a great viewpoint, is to think of it when you're going to go try new things. Hey, this is just an experiment. I'm going to go see if I like it. I'm going to go see if I enjoy this, or if I learn something, or if this makes me better at my job, or if this makes me a better husband, or better person, better man. Go try new things. Go try them. And if you don't like them, no harm, no foul. And even if you go and you hate the thing that you did, or you really hate the thing you tasted, the new food or the new experience, well, now you know, and you're not left wondering. Be fearless in trying new things, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional, since being afraid can challenge you to go to the next level. And what she's saying there is, being afraid can prevent you from going to that next level. So be fearless in trying new things. Try new food. Yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this new thing physically, yes, or mentally or emotionally. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be too cool to try new things. Don't be too cool to fail. It's okay. Everybody tries something at some point and fails. Everybody has started as a novice. Everybody, no one picked up a basketball and was immediately Michael Jordan. People pick it up and you're bad, and you have to get good at things, and that's okay. I think as we get older and as we grow, and especially when you're in school and surrounded by your peers and stuff, nobody wants to be that goober out there who doesn't know what they're doing or trying something new and being bad at it just because from lack of experience. But don't be afraid to be that person. And I think if you do those things and you have a good attitude about it, and again, the Frisbee thing is probably not the best example, but it's the most recent thing I have. I was not good, but man, I tried. And I was out there running around like crazy, and I had fun with it. And when I, if I messed something up, I kind of laughed and got back on defense, or, I did everything I could, and everybody accepted that. And I think people respond well. I think if you're positive, people typically respond positively. Nobody is perfect, and we all learn by mistakes. So keep experimenting and trying new things in life. And that's everything we've been saying in this video. Never be afraid to try something new. Remember, amateurs built the Ark, professionals built the Titanic. And I find that to be an extremely interesting quote. But maybe you can put that, maybe you can internalize that a little bit and think about that if you're going to go try something new. You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid to try new things. You shouldn't be afraid to put yourself out there. And again, to me, I think a lot of people are really worried about what their peers are going to think. Or, they don't want to be made fun of, or they don't want to be the kid who tried this and wasn't good at it, or doesn't want to be the guy who, put himself out there to try some new thing, something new mentally, or try to learn this new technique, or, whatever it is, and not do well. That's okay. That's all right. And nobody's good at something the first time, to be honest. It takes time. It takes some patience. And you can get there, but you'll never get there if you don't put yourself out there the first time. I'm always learning and trying new things. When you stop learning, you start dying. And so I haven't done a video on continuous life learning. I think that's extremely important to keep challenging yourself mentally. And if you've ever known somebody who stops challenging themselves mentally at any stage in life, honestly, that person becomes stale. That's how I see it. If you've ever left like crackers out on the counter and you go to eat them later, and you live somewhere where it's humid, they get stale real quick. That's what happens to people, at least in my viewpoint. If you are not continuously trying to learn new things and expand who you are as a person, expand your horizons, become a better person, do some self-improvement, you need to do those things. You need to read. You need to try new experiences, try new foods, expand who you are. Because if you don't ever do that, to me, you become very stale as a person. So put yourself out there, try new things, and like with everything we talk about, be intentional. Think about this. So the next time somebody says, hey, we're going to go out and eat this type of food you've never had before, you want to come, whereas normally you'd say no, think about it. Say, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to put myself out there. Yeah, I'll do it. Or, yeah, give me that book. I'll read that. It sounds complicated, but let me give it a shot. Whatever it is. It could be anything that you haven't done before. But the next time that you're inclined to say no, because you haven't done it, you may not be good at it, or you're worried about failing, you're worried about what people are going to say if you're not good at it, try it. Put yourself out there. Give it a shot. And if you, again, what's the absolute worst thing that can happen is you found something that you don't like, you found something you're not into, and you're probably a better person for it. I like to end with some Bible verses. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I think that's something that I try to internalize. For me to go try new things is that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I use that to give myself some of that adventurous spirit. When I'm challenged to try something new or do something new, or even potentially improve myself and be something new. Philippians 1:14, be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. And I like to end with that one. Act like men, stand firm in the faith, be strong. And a strong man, I think, is not afraid to try new things. They're not afraid of putting themselves out there and not being good at something, putting themselves out there and failing at something, but at least having the courage to try those new things. And so that's my message to you today. Be courageous, put yourself out there, try new things. Try to find something this week. Do something you've never done before. Eat something you haven't eaten before. Play a new sport. Read a different type of book. Try to expand your horizons. And then once you've done that, move on to the next thing. Chase that feeling. Be courageous. Don't back down. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Thanks as always for listening. Please like this video, share it, and please subscribe. And we're going to continue to put videos out at least 2 or 3 a week. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.